Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thank you very much for opening my video. Yeah, today, first of all, I'm so sorry. Again, yeah, I cannot teach you. I cannot have the class using Zoom session. Yeah, because today I must go to the party. Yeah, uh, I have a meeting. Yeah, it is actually the Merdeka Belajar. Yeah, so I must have a meeting in the party. That's why I cannot give you the class for today. But yeah, as usual, I will try to give my best. I will try to give the material through the video, and then the next material, I will deliver through the video. And for the practice session, actually, it must be practice session today, right? Yeah, because of this problem. Yeah, uh, the practice session will be postponed. Yeah, so yeah, you can practice, yeah, about giving information related to the art performance and entertainment next week. Yeah, so yeah, next week and next 2 week will be practice session. For next week will be practice session about giving information about art performance and entertainment, and the next meeting and the following meeting will be practice session about describing tourist sites. So I think it is very important for you to listen my explanation regarding to describing tourist sites today, because based on this kind of material, yeah, you must, yeah, as usual, practice about describing the tourist sites, and the practice session will be held. Yeah, practice session about describing tourist sites will be held next 2 week. Yeah, once again, next week will be practice session about giving information art performance. Next 2 week will be practice session about describing tourist sites. Yeah. So today, I will try to give the explanation about describing tourist sites. Yeah. Um, what is the aim? Yeah, the aim of the material today. The aim is that my students, all of my students here, the students of tourism, yeah, tourism class, after you listen my explanation, yeah, actually I hope, yeah, you can create oral and written descriptive text. Yeah, as usual, yeah, my point is about the oral explanation. Yeah, oral ability. Yeah, so yeah, after the class, yeah, you can create oral and written descriptive text, short, simple, related to the tourist destination, historical building. Yeah, by paying attention to social function, text structure, and language feature correctly, and in accordance with its contextual use. Yeah, because yeah, we just have one meeting. My point is that, yeah, I just need to listen your oral presentation related to the tourist destination. Yeah, so although it is the kind of material descriptive text, yeah, I don't wanna convince you, yeah, or focus only on the structure of descriptive text. No, yeah, because it is English for specific purpose. I need to listen how you deliver the material, how to deliver the tourist sites, yeah, using your own language. Whether the structure, the grammar, the pronouns is not 100% correct is no problem, but you can try to deliver the information. Yeah. So yeah, in a short, I will try to remind you again about what is descriptive text. Actually, all of you, maybe some of you understand it very well, yeah, because I know whether some of you are teachers, so you also teach about this kind of material, descriptive text. Yeah. Once again, I just want to remind you again about descriptive text. Yeah, as we all know that descriptive text is a text that has purpose to give information. Yeah, to give information, and then uh, the context of this kind of text, yeah, is to describe particular person, things, or animal. And in this case, yeah, because we are learning about describing tourist sites, so yeah, we just need to describe a particular thing. Yeah, thing here can be sites. Yeah, and then the purpose is to describe the particular object, place, animal. Yeah, we are focused on the object and thing here. Yeah, by portraying its or her or his specific features to help readers to visualize what a person, an animal, a place, or thing is like. Ya, menggambarkan ya intinya ya. And then the character of descriptive text atau language featuresnya, yang pertama, it has specific participant, ya, has a certain object, ada objek yang kita deskripsikan. Ya, example, ya, I take about the beach, about pandangan beach. Ya, maybe you try to describe about pandangan beach. And then also about my house. Ya, example, ya, you try to describe about my house. And then Borobudur temple, yeah, you just try to describe about the Borobudur temple. Yeah, and then the use of the adjective is to clarify the noun. Yeah, for example, a beautiful beach, a handsome man, a famous place in Jepara, etc. Yeah, and then the use of simple present tense. Yeah, simple present tense is used because it tells about the facts of the object described. Yeah, actually, when we are describing about tourist sites, if we talk about the physical appearance of the site. Yeah, so yeah, we need to use simple presence. Yeah, but sometimes we also, yeah, use the simple past tense. Yeah, when we, yeah, sometimes we need to describe about maybe the historical, yeah, where does the site build. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, we need to use simple past tense, but majority we will use simple present tense. And then action verb, yeah, we can use run, sleep, walk, look, etc. Yeah, in the way of simple present tense. Yeah, I don't focus only on the structure. Yeah, not only about the character. Yeah, I don't need to focus on that. Yeah, I just focus on how you deliver the information, how you deliver the descriptive text, how you deliver how you describe the sites. Yeah, it is more important for me. Yeah, because it is English specific purpose. Yeah, as long as you can deliver the information well, I think it is enough for me. As long as the target people understand about what you say, I think it is important. Whether you make a wrong sentence, yeah, sometimes you need to use simple present, but when you speak, yeah, you use simple present, it's okay, it's no problem. Yeah, okay. And then this is the generic structure. Yeah, but it is not mandatory. Yeah, not mandatory means, yeah, sometimes, yeah, because we are in the oral communication. Yeah, yeah, sometimes we don't follow this kind of generic structure, but in the basic of the descriptive text, yeah, um there are two kind of generic structure. Yeah, there are identification. Yeah, in the first paragraph, yeah, usually, yeah, it contains about introduction of maybe in our focus it will be about the introduction of the object, and then the second one is description. Description here we can try to describe the features, and then forms, colors, or anything related to what the writer described. And then here what to describe, to describe object, object here, in our point is about things, sites, kita akan mencoba untuk mendeskripsikan situs pada kesempatan ini, And what are expressions? Sometimes, usually when we are speaking with the other people, maybe we become the tour guide, when we speak with the tourists, we can use this kind of expression before we describe. We can start by saying look at blah blah blah, and then let me describe blah blah blah. I'd like to describe, it is not, they have or they don't have, it is for, there is or there are, consists of, etc. It is just example, everyone. Actually, if you have the other expression, as long as it has relevance with the context of the communication, it is no problem. But I just give you the expression, example of the expression when you want to start dealing with describing tourist sites. And then when we try to describe things, describe the tourist sites, actually we have to describe the object sometimes long, so we may use compound and complex sentences, jadi kadang-kadang kita harus menjelaskan itu secara panjang, maka sometimes kadang-kadang tidak cukup hanya dengan satu kalimat. Sometimes we may use compound sentences and complex sentences. It is in Indonesia, in bahasa we call it as kalimat majemuk, Jadi kalau compound sentence itu kalimat majemuk setara, kalau complex sentence kalimat majemuk bertingkat, Okay, we try to discuss about the compound sentence. Compound sentence seperti yang saya sampaikan tadi, itu adalah kalimat majemuk setara, biasanya itu digabungkan, dua kalimat digabungkan dengan a coordinating conjunction, such as and, but, or, so, for, and yet, but the level of the sentence, the two sentences are equal, jadi levelnya sama. Itu adalah kalimat majemuk setara. Contohnya, we can look the example, and, yaitu join sentence that are alike, menggabungkan dua kalimat yang alike, mirip, sama, And then but itu menggabungkan dua kalimat yang bersifat opposite atau kebalikannya, And then so, yaitu adalah the second sentences are the result of something described in the first sentence. Jadi so itu untuk menggabungkan, di mana kalimat kedua itu adalah hasil dari kalimat pertama, For means, yet, dan lain sebagainya. Ini adalah penjelasannya, And then it is the example of the compound sentence, Mandalika is the most Mandalika is the most beautiful circuit in Lombok, but Mandalika is far from Java Island. From this kind of sentence, we can look that it is the compound sentence, with the coordinate conjunction but, dimana setelah but itu adalah kalimat yang sifatnya itu opposite, tidak mendukung kalimat pertama, Maksudnya kalimat pertama mengatakan bahwa Mandalika itu cantik, sangat cantik, tapi ada kekurangannya apa? jauh dari Pulau Jawa. Ini kalau yang ngomong orang Jawa ya. Ya, it is